Hey, before starting this rant, I just want to say that the video was supposed to sound like it sounds now. I'm recording this little intro bit with bad visuals instead to even it out, but what happened was that I had two microphones on the same track, so it sounds like this. There are currently two types of people that really fucking bother me. So you're instead gonna be hearing the built-in microphone on the camera instead of this one. I'm gonna try to clean it up as good as I can. But that's why I'm holding this microphone up to my mouth like an idiot for the duration of the entire video, and still the audio sounds like trash. Okay. Here comes the actual video. I feel a need to rant today, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. I was gonna make a video about a pretty sad introspective topic, talking about like an aspect of the creative process that I've just kind of realized about myself. But then I woke up today and I just felt that I didn't wanna wallow in my self-hatred today, and instead I got really bothered by something else, and so now I'm gonna talk about that. Am I not in focus? For some reason I don't seem to be able to set it to manual focus on this. I haven't used this camera in a long time. Before I go, update on the curtain situation. Right before hitting record, I actually ordered new curtains that we think will fit over these windows without making it so that we can't open the windows, which is something that we like to do. But okay, rant time. And I'll say right now that, you know, I haven't written any type of script or even notes for this. And since I'm a bit annoyed as well, I feel like I might use some strong language. So, you know, take it for what it is. There are currently two types of people that really fucking bother me. The first category are people that leave comments on YouTube videos where they see something made with AI and they say that this is fucking lazy bullshit that takes no skill or talent or whatever, and tweet shit out at creators for using AI. The second category are people that love AI and that consider AI art to be that art. That think, you know, typing something into fucking Midjourney is in any way comparable to actually sitting down and creating something. Who keep saying shit like, artists are gonna be obsolete in 10 years, look at how good AI is getting at fucking doing hands, or whatever. And honestly, I want both of you to fuck off, and I don't wanna have anything to do with either of you, because I think you're both speaking out of like a combination of like self-interest and like super subjective, biased, personal standpoint, because you have some sort of underlying motivation here. If you're an AI hater, maybe you're a creative who is rightfully worried about what this will do to your future career or your future hobby. And if you're the type of person who defend anything as long as it has the word AI in its title, you're probably either a nerd or like a tech guy, a tech bro that has never had an ounce of creative imagination in your body ever, maybe, possibly. These feelings today were all started because I watched a video by Austin McConnell where he used a combination of stock video, stock art, 3D models he bought at marketplaces, and AI generated artwork that he generated with the Adobe AI, which is an AI that is trained only on public domain art and stuff that Adobe has bought the rights to. Or he was generating it on a stable diffusion model that he had trained based on his own drawings. But that doesn't really matter because people see AI and they're like, yeah, fucking this is not being creative. You just typed it in and you hit the make a video button in the AI machine. And he proceeds to get so much fucking hate for this that he basically needs to do like a response video that's like 40-50 minutes long of him just like explaining his process and the fact that he had to put work in. And if you see like an animated video that like the one he did, and you're the first category of people that I mentioned before, like you're an artist or a creative person or even just a defender of artists and creative people, and you type something out like fuck you for being lazy using tools like this, you're just a tech bro, you're lazy and you're a thief. Fuck you, man. Like that that shit, that's so shitty. I completely understand the problems that AI has. I'm not an AI defender, really. Currently, I feel like I'm an AI neutral, leaning towards it is very immoral to have AI models based on art that the artists haven't given their consent to be used for the AI model. Like I'm leaning towards, I think that, you know, AI as it is right now is a bit immoral. That being said though, holding any and everyone up to some fucking standard where you think you have the right to tell someone what tools they should and shouldn't use, or can and can't use, I guess, is so entitled and weird. And I'm not saying it's strange to feedback to your favorite creator if they do something that you think is maybe morally questionable. Because of course an open like conversation and fostering a community where you can critique and you can come with feedback and you can say, hey, I didn't really like that, is good and important. But don't fucking out of the gate just start like attacking someone, especially if you're the type of person that is an artist or want to defend artists, but you have no idea how the process works, and you think that we're at a point with AI today where you can just go, make me thing, and big AI machine goes, yeah, sure thing, here you go. Then you're just uninformed, and you haven't taken a single minute out of your day to actually kind of look up what AI is and what it's capable of and what it's not capable of, and you've just decided on like a hunch or something that you're against it. And that's weird, and you're hurting artists by holding individual people like YouTube creators, for example. Also, to be clear, I'm not talking about me here. I haven't gotten any critique for this. I've used AI here and there, but not, you know, that much. But this is not about me. But when you're taking, for example, YouTube personalities and creators and kind of holding them up to some standard where you're like expecting them to spend money that they don't have, hiring artists that would have to work under shitty circumstances with way too little money, way too little time, it just ends up being very strange. And also, they wouldn't have hired an artist. So if I do take me as an example, 2 days ago now, I released the M. Night Shyamalan video. And at one point in that video, I do a scene from The Happening where I kind of act out the scene in audio form. And I wanted to have some visuals to go along with that. What I originally did was I went to Midjourney and I prompted it to give me a bunch of photos, or I guess not actual photos, but photo-looking images of a couple in a field. I generated a bunch of them and it was fine. The scene didn't really need visuals, but it would also be weird to just have it be like, like a black screen for 35 seconds. So I did that, I put it together, but when I had my girlfriend, who is an artist, works as an animator and motion designer and those sort of things, I don't know why I felt like I had to explain that. When she did her like initial watch through of the video to give me feedback on like, oh, at this timestamp you forgot to add music in the background or whatever, one of the things she said was that, you know, I don't really vibe with the AI scene, and I agreed. Like the aesthetics weren't good. I added a bunch of, you know, grain and film halation on top of it to make it look a little bit more filmic and not just so flat. But it was, you know, it was kind of lame. It didn't look great. Now I could in no way, shape or form afford to have an artist do that for me. I can barely fucking afford rent. I'm out here also trying to be a creative, and it was super helpful for me to be able to create that scene without having to pay someone. And it didn't replace anyone's work. It's a matter of either not doing it at all or doing it. And to kind of echo something that Austin McConnell says in his video, if your argument is that, well, then you shouldn't do it at all, then we just fundamentally disagree with each other, because not creating something is not a good alternative. That's never a good alternative. What ended up happening, pun intended, with that scene is that I am super fucking lucky to have Veetis, an online friend of mine. They work for Disrupt, that I also work for, and they do fucking amazing motion graphics, and they've helped me out several times with several projects, and I've told them several times that, you know, if I get to a point where I can pay you, I will pay you, but like I can't give you anything now. And they've just been like, no, but that's fine. I want to help you out. So they've helped me out, and I'm like so eternally grateful for that. And yeah, that's just like a side tangent, I guess. But check out their stuff. It's so cool of them to help me out with stuff that I wouldn't have time to do myself, and also couldn't do myself just because I'm not that talented. So check out their shit. It's great. They're a great photographer as well. Go to their channel. It'll be right here, probably, as I talked about this whole thing. Okay, but all of that, now I've sounded, you know, really bothered by all of these AI haters. And to just make things really clear here as well, if you're like a fucking tech bro coming at this whole AI thing from a standpoint of like, oh, well, you're just pissed off because you're like an elitist and you're a gatekeeper and you don't want other people to be able to like do what you do or whatever, fuck you, dude. Like, that also fucking sucks. Don't trivialize it in that way. Artists have spent fucking thousands of years to build the foundation that your shitty little AI software is built upon. Without them, you wouldn't be able to generate your fucking hentai waifus in the first place. So like, don't come with that shit. And also, stop saying shit like artists will be replaced. Because first of all, they fucking won't. At least I don't think that they will. I think there's something so inherently human about art and the creative process, and I think that an AI can get really, really good, even to the point where it's indistinguishable, and that's still not gonna make like regular art obsolete in any way. But that's such a huge conversation. I don't even want to start that now. This isn't about that really. Again, I'm not here to argue for or against AI. I feel like my whole point, if I were to try and like boil it down, my whole stance or opinion on this whole like topic or this whole discussion that I see going on every fucking day right now is, maybe let's not make it that fucking black and white. Maybe don't hate everything that mentions AI on some weird principle. Because also, you're not going to be able to be consistent with that. There's AI in everything. Removing the background in Photoshop, replacing the sky in Photoshop, deleting objects from video footage in After Effects, rotoscoping in After Effects, Grammarly. These are all things that have AI in them. That doesn't mean that they're bad. And if you're an AI lover, stop. Stop being the way that you are. I hate so much about what you choose to be. Maybe, like everything else, it isn't fucking black or white. Maybe this is a big complex issue and you don't have to be camp, AI is the best thing that's ever happened, or camp, AI is the worst thing that's ever happened, and if you use it, you're literally Hitler. You also don't even have to weigh in on it. Leave it be. Don't talk about it. It's fine to also not say anything. Fucking ironic for me to go on a, I don't know how long this is gonna be when it's edited, but at least like, what, 20-minute long rant, and then be like, you don't have to give your opinion. I didn't have to give my opinion either, yet here we are. But I'm not saying that because, you know, people should stop weighing in on shit. I'm saying it like for your own good. You don't have to have an opinion. You don't have to weigh in on everything. It's okay to just be like, honestly, I don't know. It's complicated. That's kind of how I feel. So this whole rant is not actually about AI, it's just about people, how people are with shit like this. Because whenever this conversation comes up, all I see are people so stubbornly holding on to one singular specific belief that they have, that most of the time seem to be almost exclusively based on their own bias. It's like back when the topic of legalizing weed was a bigger thing in Sweden, and most of the people who you ever heard saying that, yeah, we should legalize it, were people who very obviously were recreational weed consumers. themselves. And I don't know why I feel like I need to clarify myself all the time. I also think that weed should be legalized. I'm not a narc. Okay? If the only people that I see arguing for the legalization of weed are people who are like, yeah, dude, I fucking love weed. It should be legal. That would make it a lot easier for me. Then it kind of takes away from the core argument of why it might be good to legalize it. And the same kind of goes here. If the only arguments I see are from people who really strongly have feelings on this only from like a personal standpoint of how it would affect them personally, then your argument becomes kind of invalid. Of course it's okay to be part of a debate that affects you personally. But if you go so fucking hard to say, you know, fuck anyone who ever uses AI, or AI should be the only thing that anyone uses to be creative and people should stop paying artists. If you're at either extreme end of the spectrum, you fucking suck. I think you suck. You're so annoying. You can be a good person. I don't mean that you suck. But in this regard, you're so fucking annoying to listen to. Have some nuance. That's my final point, I guess. Have nuance. It's okay to have nuance. You don't have to be at the most extreme end of the spectrum in either direction. Thank you so much for listening to me rant. It feels so good to get that out of my system. I don't even think I wanna, you know, encourage a healthy discussion down in the comments, because I fear that it'll become that sort of discussion. But that being said, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I do actually want to hear your thoughts. So if we could keep it, maybe not completely black and white and super aggressive, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm the only one allowed to be aggressive on this Extra Jeff channel. It's not allowed for anyone else. I'll call the cops. Yeah, I am a narc. That's the plot twist. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day. Talk to you another day. Bye-bye. Oh, and I stopped the recording and now I had to start it again because I forgot to add that this video that you're watching right now, I'm gonna be sending through a software or a website, I think, called... Is it Glint? Oh shit. It's Gling. Okay. I'm sending all of this footage through an AI-powered software called Gling. What that software will do is not edit my fucking video for me. There's no button that does that, but it will be deleting all of the silences, the long silences that I take between sentences as I think, and it'll be taking out the bad takes where I stumble and have to start over. Or it should do that, theoretically. This video is partly me testing out that software, because I just spent 2 months making the M. Night Shyamalan video. It took so long, so much work, and for each single part, for each single movie review, I spent sometimes up to 6 hours just deleting silences, taking out the good takes, and then just like adding the background footage of the film to sync up with my speech before I could even start the actual editing and making it flow well and be funny and have sound effects and zoom ins and shit. And there are parts of this process that fucking can be automated by an AI without taking away anyone's job. And I can feel myself starting to rant again. So I'm not gonna, the video was already supposed to be over, but I added this little part. Okay, again, thank you for watching and hope your day is going good. See ya.